Kristen, you and I have lived in Atlanta, Georgia for a long, long time.
Yes.
I mean, it's been longer than 10 years?
Yes.
Longer than 20?
Yes.
Longer than... Okay, we're not going to say exactly how long we've lived in the great state of Georgia, but I think we both grew up, and our parents, if you're listening to the radio right now, you've heard of Wild Bill from Dawsonville.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
I called him Wild Bill from Dawsonville. This is his son, who is 19 years old, who has one professional NASCAR season under his belt. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I guess it doesn't, and I'm sure you hear it all the time. But, I mean, when did you know, okay, I want to race cars like my dad? I mean, was it just in your blood from day one? Did your dad ever have the talk with you? Like, I don't really want you racing cars. I want you to go to college.
But before you answer that, Chase, we need to give him the proper introduction. Everybody, this is Chase Elliott.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. He never really forced me to do anything, so I don't know. I guess I started racing go-karts and stuff at 8, but I mean, at 8, how serious are you going to be about something? So I don't know. I've never really wanted to do anything else, so racing's always been kind of on my mind, and been fortunate enough to do it for a number of years now.
Is it really in your blood, or I mean, is it something that's learned, or it is in your blood, and you just kind of know how to drive?
I don't know. That's a you never know. I guess growing up around it kind of sparked my interest more than anything, and I'd say obviously watching my dad race and wanting to do something that he did, I think was a big factor in it too. So there's definitely a lot to be learned, and still a lot that I need to learn too.
I bet your mom's like, you gotta be kidding me.
And she was all about some golf. She
Yeah.
wanted me to go.
Because you're bringing, a new generation of racing with you because of your age. Tell everybody how old you are.
Yep, 19.
19.
Yep.
So I sort of feel like there might be, if I was in the same position, is there a little bit of the idea of, like I have a responsibility because I'm bringing this new generation of racing to NASCAR?
Well, it's not just me. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of guys that are my age and even some younger now. I feel like there's some guys that I feel like I'm getting old. I mean,
yeah, you're old.
Yeah, you're an old man.
That are 13, 14 years old, and so kind of makes me, it's weird to think I've been around and been doing this stuff for a few years now. So it makes you think when you look back on that even now. But like I said, there's a lot of guys that are young and right around 20, maybe a little younger, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds that are, kind of all, I feel like have a shot to go and hopefully do great things. I'm a big supporter of just that whole age group, and I want to see all those guys do well. And obviously I'd like to outrun them too, but you want to see that group do well because that is the you hope that that's the future of the sport. You never know, but hopefully that is the case, and we can race with those guys for a long time.
I know you said you've been driving since you were 8 years old and you started racing go-karts and all that stuff, but what's crazy is, Kristen, he got his driver's license. I'm assuming that you got your driver's license just 3 years ago at the age of 16, right?
I did. There was no exceptions for me, that is for sure.
Okay, all right, well, good. Should we, because we thought Kristen and I should quiz you right now. I mean, some of these questions on the Georgia driver's license to get your test on the written exam, they're kind of challenging.
Did you pass the first time you took it?
Listen, I barely passed, and I studied.
Okay, yeah,
So
I
this
have
is
one at
really
home
bad.
that really had to study. So we're just going to give you a couple
I did
questions and see how you do with it, okay? Because I think some of this can apply to the racetrack as well.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right, here we go.
Okay, if, while driving, a tire suddenly blows out, you should... I'm going to give you multiple choice, okay?
All right, multiple choice.
All right, grip the steering wheel firmly, slow down, and exit from the traffic lanes. Or pump the brakes rapidly. Or brake hard and steer toward the right edge of the roadway.
I'm going to say the first one would be my guess.
We don't know if it's right. We got to check
Okay,
it.
yeah, cool.
It's not going to tell us either. But it sounds good to me. You, Jason?
I think that's right. I mean, I think that's right. I don't know the answer either.
That sounds good to me.
I don't think it's like you take your steering wheel and move it to the right. That can't be right.
No, I don't think that's right either.
Okay, good.
Okay, maximum speed limit on a rural interstate highway is...
You going to give me options here? Or
Okay.
you gonna make me
Sorry.
guess?
60 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour, or 55 miles per hour.
Oh, 55.
55, yep,
For
that's
sure.
right. All right, we're going to let you race.
All right, no speeding tickets in the last few years
Yeah,
since you've
any
been driving?
traffic violations at all?
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, good.
I'm sure it's coming.
I'm sure your mom
Knock
and
on
your
wood.
dad both have had to talk with you. Like, look, dude, just because you're doing this professionally and you're on a course, it's a totally different world out there when you're driving with some of us.
I honestly feel safer racing than I do driving down the highway here in Atlanta. I'm not going to lie. So.
Well, I can't.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I can see that. What are you driving when you're not in a race car?
I drive a Chevy Silverado, so I'm a truck guy, and that's me.
I thought your dad was always a Ford man.
I guess so.
That's what you heard. I know you don't want to mention the F word, the 4-letter F word.
No, it's okay. He really was, for a long time, and so was my granddad. So kind of weird that just how things worked out. I'm happy to be where I am, and but yeah, it is kind of funny. My dad jokes all the time of my granddad and him being such a diehard Ford guy. So just it's crazy to look back on the history, but like I said, you never know where things are going to end up, and I'm glad to be where I am.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't. I really don't. No.
Because there are a lot of women who are in the NASCAR and NASCAR drivers in particular.
You can't deny that the most beautiful women in the world hang out at the NASCAR races.
That may be true. That may be true. You gotta be careful about that though too. That can be trouble.
Don't lose focus, man. I'm telling you, don't lose focus. Look at me in where I wound up in my career because of women. Because people like Kristen Gates.
Hey,
people of the opposite sex. No, I'm totally kidding. Chase Elliott is with us. Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a big day for you coming up in just a couple weeks at the end of February out at AMS. Dude, I would think you're excited about racing at any track, but specifically your hometown track.
I am. I had a good time racing here last year. It's always fun to race around home. I think anybody will tell you that. Any kind of sports games or anything, a chance you get to play or race or do whatever around home and family and friends, I think is pretty neat. So last year I had a bunch of friends and family come out and watch, and I hope that'll be the case this year. The schedule's changed up some, but I'm excited. It kind of worked out. The race is here sooner now, so I think it'll be exciting. And for our race, it'd be a afternoon race and then followed up by a truck race afterwards. So I'm looking forward to getting to Atlanta and hopefully trying to improve.
Have you thought about if you win this thing, like will you have a ritual or some sort of routine? Like will you drink milk or like what will happen after you win?
That is a good question. You got to get there first. So if that is the case, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I know you've thought about it. What's it going to be, man?
I really don't know.
Do you not have a sponsor that's like some sort of drink?
I'll give you a call.
Okay. Yes.
I'll just come after you.
All right, that sounds good, Chase.
What is the best thing about Atlanta Motor Speedway for you as far as racing? Because I personally have also driven the course. I went 137 miles per hour.
Oh, 137. Wow. I did that on 400 last night.
What is your favorite thing? Because I do think Atlanta Motor Speedway, all the tracks are different, but you just hear the drivers so much talk about how they love how fast the track goes.
Yep, Atlanta is a unique place in my opinion. The surface hadn't been paved in a long time, so when that happens, the surface becomes really abrasive on the tires and it wears them out fast. So that makes, when you start off a run, you may be running X lap time, and by the end you're going to be almost like a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds slower. So when that happens, the racing is very good, and it makes tires a big factor in the race. So for me, I enjoy that aspect of it, and being able to know that tires are going to wear out. Tires do matter, and that makes pit strategy all that more important when it comes down to the end of a race.
Should they put like a couple of some pit holes just to make it more like the roads here in Atlanta at Atlanta Motor Speedway? Just to make it a little more challenging,
That would definitely spice it up.
Pothole Harry and everything coming out doing a report.
I don't think he's around anymore. I think he's retired. I'm not really sure. Chase Elliott, dude, you were telling us you listened to the Bull. Did you grow up in Dawsonville or Canton? Like where did you grow up?
Yep, kind of. Well, actually, I lived in North Georgia in Blairsville when I was really little, and when my dad quit racing full time, we actually moved to Colorado for 2 years. Moved back home to the Dawsonville area. I went to school in Alpharetta, so I did listen to you guys driving to school when I could start driving in the mornings. So it is kind of cool to finally meet you guys, and I know your voices so well. So
it's scary,
weird.
right? We know, we understand.
It is weird to be here and actually see you. So very cool, and so that's definitely something I've enjoyed. So
Well, it's an honor to meet you in person. I've seen you on the news over the last few weeks, getting ready for the big race at the end of this month out at AMS, and we're excited for you and this adventure that you're about to take for season 2 here.
Well, I appreciate it. And I'm excited as well. Just a lot of racing throughout the season. Looking forward to kind of going back with Napa Auto Parts, the Atlanta-based company. So they've been good to me, and plan on doing all of our races again, along with 5 Cup races this year. First one starting off here in a couple months after the season gets going. So looking forward to 2015, and hopefully we can improve from last year.
You're so articulate too.
I know.
Man.
You
God.
actually speak more than any NASCAR driver I think I've ever talked to.
Wow. I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's a good
No,
thing.
it's a good thing.
That's a
No.
great thing.
Yeah, your parents did a great job, man. They really did. Tell your parents hello and send our best and good luck at the end of this month.
We're all
Will do.
going to be rooting for you.
Thank you.